Hey now guys, it's me, it's Knockout21. How are y'all doing today? Now last year I showed you guys a video of how to run Homebrew on your GameCube. I'll leave a link in the description down below. However, the piece of Homebrew I was showing off, the Gameboy Interface app, I didn't get too elaborate in it. I didn't really describe what it could do. So I've been thinking for a while, and I thought, you know what? Let me show off how it stacks up against Nintendo's Game Boy boot up disc, and just to see how it compares and stuff. Anyway, onward to the video. Now, when you download the GBI interface, you'll be presented with 3 different versions of the same program. Right here we got the regular GBI DOL. That one has the added features like zooming in, zooming out, that sort of thing. Right here we have the ultra low latency one, which is pretty good for like speed runners, people that like to play fast games like Sonic games, shooters, that sort of thing. And right here I'm going to go ahead and pick the low latency one. It's kind of like in the middle. Now why I bring this up is because the regular Game Boy Player boot up disc had lag in it. Like the program it used had lag. And whenever I would play Sonic games, it would always throw me off. Like I couldn't just quite play it right like I did on the GBA. And all this info is right there on the GameCube Forever forums. So if you want to see how bad the lag is or how low the lag is on this app, you could check it up there. And by the looks of it, it looks really good. It plays really well. I'm going to go ahead and change this in a second now. And basically compare the image and how it looks. There you go. So on the left here, we got the GBI program. On the right is the Game Boy Player boot up program. And as you can see, the colors are a little bit more duller on the Game Boy boot up disc. I think they did this on purpose because for those of you who don't know, the first generation of the Game Boy Advance used like a really messed up screen. You basically had to play the game like in the middle of the day when the sun was out in order to play anything. You cannot play this under regular light. That was bad. So a lot of the games that were made kind of bright and whatnot. So I think Nintendo purposely did that. Purposely made the Game Boy Player boot up program look that way just to, I guess, even things out. They might have felt like perhaps the games were either too bright or whatnot to have in its regular, contrast ratio or its regular brightness. I'm going to go ahead and switch to another video. Now here we have Double Dragon. On the right hand side is being played on the Game Boy boot up disc. On the left, it's the GBI app. And I have to point out, yet again, the colors look sharper or brighter, more vibrant on the GBI side than it does on the Game Boy Player boot up disc. And I also like to show this video off too because I'm having trouble actually playing this game right on the Game Boy Player boot up disc. It's just, you see my performance on the left. I'm doing a badass job kicking ass, running around, beating people up, kneeing them in the face. And on the right, I can't quite, actually play as well as I do. I'm always getting hit. My timing's a little bit off. I just presented this video just to kind of show off, the situation I get into sometimes. Anyway, let me show you something else. Now what I'm going to show you guys is basically the zoom in options and features available with the Game Boy interface. Yeah, you could pretty much zoom all the way in, cut out most of the screen if you want, move around the screen a little bit if you want to get that perfect shot. And that's a lot more than what you could do in terms of zooming on the Game Boy boot up disc, which I think it's pretty awesome. You have that option. You're going to play a little bit here just to get an idea. Now that's not to say Nintendo didn't include any options for the Game Boy Player. It's just that in terms of visualization, there's not much to it. There's only really two screen sizes to choose from, either normal or full. However, they do give you a couple of, like 20 frames to choose from, which is pretty neat, if you're into that sort of thing. To me, it's personally distracting. I really don't like it. I'd rather have just a black border, not having to worry about it. However, I do gotta give Nintendo props for including the feature to remove the cartridge without turning off your GameCube, which is something the Gameboy Interface does not have. Now, buying the Gameboy Player on the GameCube, I was really hoping to pretty much fill the screen with my Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color games, and yeah, that was not happening. Nintendo didn't saw fit to actually include that option. To me, the image looked relatively small, so you could say I was somewhat disappointed. It was awesome playing the game on the full screen, on the big screen, but it's nothing like this. With the GBI app, you could totally blow up the image, fill the entire screen, and it's totally awesome. Yeah, I don't know how else to explain it. The game does look kind of ugly compared to its arcade counterpart. This is R-Type, by the way, an awesome classic shooter from back in the day. I'm going to go ahead and shut up now and let you guys enjoy the rest of this boss battle, which is not much of a boss battle because, I'm cheating here, but you know how it goes. So there you have it, guys, the Gameboy Interface. An awesome piece of homebrew, hell of a lot better than this. A lot better than this. Now, there's some of you out there that have the Game Boy Player but don't have this disc and are planning to buy this on eBay. Yeah, this thing fetches for a lot of money. Around 75 bucks. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Do yourself a favor. Go to Amazon, buy yourself an SD card reader, buy yourself the Action Replay, and while you're at it, buy yourself a 2 gigabyte SD card. Get that. It'll be a lot cheaper than if you're to get this. Now, before I go, let me point out, if you plan to run this app under ultra low lag or low lag, the GameCube is going to pump that out at 240p. Now, not a lot of TVs and not a lot of capture equipment are able to get that signal. The only reason I was able to capture any footage was because I was using my OSSC. Yeah, I know I sound like a broken record, but my OSSC was able to get that 240p signal and up it up to a 480p. Anyway, this was David, aka Knockout21. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and like always, have a good one. Take care, you guys.